Have you ever met someone who seems almost too good to be true? A person of perfect kindness, unwavering calm, and seemingly endless generosity. They anticipate needs, they never raise their voice, and they navigate the world with a measured grace that feels both admirable and strangely unsettling. And yet, despite the flawless exterior, a quiet alarm bell rings deep inside you. It's a feeling you can't logically explain, but you can't emotionally ignore. Your body tenses slightly in their presence, a primal whisper echoing from a place beyond thought. Careful. What if the great psychoanalyst Carl Jung was right? What if the most dangerous people aren't the ones who openly show their anger, but those who appear to have no darkness at all? The pioneering Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung offered a chilling and profound insight into the human soul. He believed that the greatest danger lies not with those who acknowledge their flaws, but with those who have buried them so deep they've forgotten they exist. On the surface, they are an ocean of calm, but underneath, a storm they've never dared to face is gathering immense power. To truly understand Jung's warning, we must look at one of his most powerful ideas, the persona. The persona is our social mask, our passport to acceptance. It's the polite, capable, and agreeable version of us that we present to the world. We are rewarded for wearing it well, and it is essential for functioning in society. But the danger begins when we mistake the mask for our entire face, when the performance becomes the performer. Because behind that polished mask lies the shadow. The shadow isn't just a cellar for our envy, our rage, or our greed. It's a vast, untamed wilderness within. It holds not only our rejected traits, but also our raw, untapped power, our fierce creativity, our deepest instincts, our unfiltered truths. It's formed in the quiet moments of our childhood through the painful process of self-rejection. We learn very quickly which parts of us earn approval and which earn rejection. Don't be angry. Don't be too ambitious. Don't be so loud with your joy. Don't be so sensitive. And so, we learn to amputate these vital pieces of ourselves and hide them away in the dark, hoping no one will ever see them. But what is buried does not disappear. Jung famously warned, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." Your shadow doesn't just vanish. It waits. It seeps into your dreams, your anxieties, and your unexplained reactions, controlling you from the wings. And here is the great paradox. The person who is convinced of their own unwavering goodness is the one you must watch most closely. Why? Because they have no capacity for self-reflection. They have lost the fundamental humility to ask, could the problem be me? From their moral high ground, they will justify their control as caring, their manipulation as guidance, their chilling cruelty as tough love. They are the flawless heroes of their own story, and if you dare question that narrative, they will expertly cast you as the ungrateful villain. When you challenge their perfect image, even gently, the mask will not shatter, it will crack. You won't face a storm of rage. You'll face something far more insidious, a chilling silence, a subtle jab of sarcasm disguised as a joke. They might play the martyr, sighing with the heavy burden of your immaturity. You'll experience a calculated withdrawal of affection that leaves you questioning your own sanity. This is not an explosion, it's an erosion. They chip away at your reality, making you feel too sensitive, too demanding, too much. All while their mask remains perfectly, unnervingly polished. You'll hear those familiar phrases. "I'm only telling you this for your own good. Everyone else thinks I'm a wonderful person. I never get angry. I'm just deeply concerned for you." But your intuition, that primal inner knowing, screams that something is fundamentally wrong. That feeling is your nervous system detecting the discordant frequency between the person they pretend to be and the vast unacknowledged shadow they refuse to meet. And this is where Jung's insight becomes your ultimate tool for protection. True safety doesn't come from a person who claims to have no darkness, because their perfection is a brittle mask, and you never know when the pressure will cause it to crack. Real, authentic safety comes from the person who can bravely say, "Yes, I have a temper. Yes, I can be selfish sometimes. I am aware of it and I am working with it." In their honesty, you find solid ground. In their awareness, you find predictability. The first person is a puppet, controlled by a shadow they deny. The second is in a conscious, dynamic relationship with their shadow, learning from it and integrating it. Jung called this denial a form of spiritual blindness, a dangerous, weaponized innocence that eventually turns toxic for everyone around them. So how do you stay alert? How do you protect your peace? You start by honoring that feeling of unease as sacred information. Trust your inner alarm bell. But the ultimate protection comes from turning the question inward. What am I not seeing or willing to see in myself? The more you bravely and compassionately explore your own shadow, the more clearly you will see the masks of others. Their games become transparent. Their manipulations lose their power. You begin to operate from a place of grounded awareness, and from there you can set firm, clear boundaries. If this video resonates with an experience you couldn't quite explain, know that your intuition has been right all along. You are not paranoid. You are perceptive. They may never face their inner world because it would mean their entire identity, built on a foundation of denial, would crumble. But you have a choice. You can do the sacred work they refuse to do. You can turn and face your own shadow, not to fight it, but to integrate it. Because when you do, you don't become a darker person. You become a whole person. You become sovereign in your own reality and anchor in your own truth. And a whole person cannot be manipulated by a fractured one. If these ideas have sparked a desire for deeper self-awareness, I invite you to join our community here at Mindful Sphere by subscribing. We're dedicated to exploring the inner landscapes that shape our lives. And if this video helped you understand something your gut already knew, please give it a like. It helps the algorithm guide this message to others who need to hear it. Stay mindful and stay alert.